What's up, YouTube? My name is Dylan, and today I wanted to do a Redux review of the 717NA album that I had done a couple weeks prior, Crying Over Spilled Milk. So in that video, I kind of just touched on like the surface of the album because it had just come out a couple hours prior, and I wanted to go a little bit more in-depth on each track. But to start things off, I wanted to talk about the title track, which is called Crying Over Spilled Milk, obviously. This track really kind of details Eli's drug abuse, it seems like, and lack of real love in his life. I did really like the slight beat switch that was around like a minute and a half way into the song. Brings a little bit faster flow to the song, and I really like that. It's a song that is very much about self-destruction and not allowing himself to get close to people, which it's good. This album, like I had said previously, has like a pretty dark experimental feel to it, and it's also just lyrically a little bit depressing, but that's kind of what adds to the appeal of it, in my opinion. For the second track, Wrist Cut Slut, it's very overwhelming and noisy, I feel like. Once again, speaking on like suicidal tendencies, but it's more over the top with the violent descriptions, I feel like. It's definitely going to scare the shit out of your Christian parents, don't get me wrong, but it's also super ironic that the last album that he put out was a Christian album. So, he definitely kind of took this one in the opposite direction. But other than that, he's clearly rejected that album with this album. He's gone through some serious character development since then, needless to say. Then for track number 3, I Guess I'm a Slut Then. This song speaks more about how Eli's past relationships have kind of left him sort of broken and fucked up, if we're being honest. Like, his craving for lust really shines through here, and it appears as if he's abandoned his morality to an extent, but remains to be a somewhat relatable song. I really like the production on it. It's got like kind of a infectious synth beat, which I really, really liked. And it really complements Eli's like really gruff vocals in this song. So yeah, this one's definitely one of the major album highlights in my opinions. And then of course we have FWB. That name has a fun meaning. But it's a very more intense song. Very fast beat, but slows down a little bit at times. So it's like speeds up and then slows down and then speeds up again. Also, Brahman God. Like I said in the previous video, he is great on this feature. I love Brahman God on this feature. I definitely want to see more Spider Gang affiliated songs with Eli, because the other one that he done, like I mentioned in the previous video, Curb Stompers with the A14, was like probably his best song in my opinion. Production on that's insane, and they both complement each other really well. It's like a very similar style. Coming up next for track number 5, I believe, Just Another Friday Night. Around 1 minute in this song, Eli seems to pitch down his vocals or something, which I thought was interesting because it's definitely like a much deeper voice and almost a metal growl. Like if you listen to metal views, like you hear that like those really deep tones in their voices, which I thought was definitely a really good creative decision. Worked very well for the album, and I kind of wish that he had included more of that style throughout. But it was nice to see like just this little portion where he brings up something like different. It definitely reminds me of my favorite song on his previous album that came out before Misfortune or Can of Worms. It's called Atypical. But that song that I really liked on that album was called Mortal. And it's no longer on streaming services, unfortunately, which is a real shame because of how much I really like that album. But I felt like the 15 seconds of beat that were on the end of this song probably could have not been included. Like, it didn't really do anything. It just, like, the song came to a point where it could have closed really well, and then just a little bit more beat for some reason. So, but it's because it doesn't build to anything. It just kind of goes up and then goes back down. So, for track number 6, A Crash Course on Losing Your Mind. This song has a much slower tempo, I feel like. It's quite convincing that Eli has definitely lost his shit. Lyrically, the song's pretty hard to comprehend and understand, which adds to the charm in some ways, but there is a beat switch around 2 minutes and 10 seconds that makes up for the slowness of the earlier portion of the song. So it starts off slow and then builds to like much faster tempo, which I really liked. And for the final final song, "Take My Soul." This was the 7th track on this 7-track album. It's insane in terms of the sample. I really love this sample. Very creative. It's kind of got like an old-timey feel to it. Almost feels like maybe Madlib could have produced it if he made more violent music. But it definitely has to be the best song on the album in terms of like lyrical quality and easiest accessibility. Definitely what I would recommend to someone. If you wanted to show somebody 717NA, this would be the song that I would have them listen to. Also has a really dope music video. Basically, Eli's in like a bathtub and he's covered in blood. I'll pop a picture of behind me. But for someone who's not similar or like very, involved in this underground scene, this would be a great track to get someone started. And I'll make sure to plug the link for the Take My Soul music video in the description of this video. Really hope you guys can go check that out. Very, very, very cool music video. I really like the way that he does his music videos. They've just got this like really great like rough style to them, which I really enjoy. So to talk about this album as a whole, I feel like this album has definitely been one of Eli's best works to date. I'd put it probably on the same level as Atypical, which, like I said, it's a shame it's not streaming anymore. I really wish he would put that back up, but I also don't really know why he took it down. Maybe there was a copyright issue or something like that. But I'm gonna give this album a solid 7 out of 10. I feel like it really is deserving of that type of rating especially for an underground album. Most underground albums don't have this level of like quality production, especially like I said with Take My Soul. And there's just a lot of stuff that he really does well, and he's definitely starting to like find himself musically. I feel like he's finally he's tried all this stuff out, and now he's found like a nice little area he can coast at. He knows what he's doing, and he's doing it very well. So that's it for me today, guys. Please, like I said, go check out this album, Crying Over Spilled Milk by 717NA, wherever you get your music. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.